So it can be a bunch of different things, but let's give some examples. So your partner comes home and sees the house is a mess, and you notice every time the house is a mess that they're in a bad mood. And they're not necessarily taking it out on you, but you can tell they're just in a shit mood. And you then think, okay, if the house is a mess, they're going to be in a bad mood. Okay, you know that that's a kind of cause and effect now. But the question is, do you think that it is your responsibility, your problem, or that you have to fix this, or that they expect something of you because of it? Because that the pattern is not the same as what you've added meaning to in it, right? And a lot of us have trauma, so a lot of us add meaning of like, that means they're mad at me, that means I have to work harder, that means I have to do something, right? Or we can have the idea of something that is even completely pleasant that we think is a rule now. So let's say every time you guys go out to Mexican, you have ice cream afterwards. And now this one time you go out to Mexican and they don't get ice cream. And now your brain goes, what's wrong? What's going on? They didn't get ice cream this time. We didn't go out to ice cream. Are they mad at me? Did I say something? What's going on? The breaking of the pattern that you assumed was kind of a standard rule now has created a panic reactivity inside of you because the rule got broken. And you don't know why the rule was broken. Turns out they just didn't feel like having ice cream tonight. But your brain is so used to that pattern that there had to be something wrong, you became very activated. So these are the kinds of things that can happen to us. A lot of times the expectations of patterns can be stuff like what we think they expect of us. So, typically, let's say you are the person who does the dishes all the time. That's just kind of what you like doing. You do the dishes all the time. Let's say you get sick and now they're doing the dishes. Now, you feel like you have to get up and get out of bed because they're the one doing the dishes and that's your job. And you've violated a rule, so you know that you're bad and wrong, right? Even though you're sick. And you've decided now that they must think you're bad and wrong because they're having to do the dishes. Like, these are projections that we can have, just like anybody else in any other relationship. Allistic people do this all the time with their own trauma. But for us, very often it can be more detailed in the sense that we pattern the person for their behaviors and for our own behaviors. And so we can have this sort of rigidity of expectation that is far more fluid in other people. That they go, yeah, of course I don't care that I'm doing the dishes. Like, you're sick. Why would I care? But a lot of us also have trauma where people did care, right? A lot of us have toxic relationships because we missed the red flags being autistic, so that we were in situations where we would be punished for that. So it is very often a combination of being autistic plus having trauma for a lot of us, where we understand where those projections did happen in the past. So now we expect those projections to happen now. So we project preemptively to try to protect ourselves, but we're not necessarily right.